All right, total holiday spending this year is expected to jump nearly 4% from a year ago to nearly $656 billion. So what's driving all this? Is it a Trump bump? Here with us now, retail watcher Heather Herzog, Democratic strategist Robin Bureau, and Kelly Jane Torrance with the Weekly Standard. Good to see all you guys. Heather, you're a retail expert. All of a sudden, it feels like people are a little more optimistic. They watch the Dow seemingly every day now close at a new high, and they're shopping.
That's absolutely true. I was actually out at these stores last night up until, well, now it's been a lot of hours, but up until about 12 a.m. last night. And that's exactly what I saw. People were definitely out at the stores. But what was interesting, Trish, is that they were out earlier and they didn't stay out later. But that doesn't mean that they weren't spending money. In fact, I think we're going to see a lot of people spending money online. In fact, PayPal did a study that said as of September 30th, people have been shopping for their gifts for the holidays. So it's not really Black Friday. I call it more like gray November.
Okay, so the question now is, why are they willing to spend? I mean, there's been a lot of pent-up demand in this economy. And now all of a sudden, Kelly Jane, we're talking about the promise of lower taxes, less regulation. And I don't care, you know, look, I'm a business reporter. Politics aside, lower taxes, less regulation, that's a thing that most people would regard as a positive for the economy. Are sort of your everyday folks feeling the same way?
Yeah, you know, people would not be coming out and spending money in record numbers if they didn't think that things were going to get much better starting January 20th. You know, as you said, we're seeing record numbers. You know, online sales are expected to top $3 billion on Black Friday for the first time ever. And you know, the campaign wasn't so much about the economy, it was about personality. But when you looked at exit polls, actually more than half of voters said the economy was their number one concern.
That was a big part of it for sure, Robin. And you and I have talked about this in the past. I mean, people really, you know, they were willing to basically push aside a lot of other things because they were concerned about their future and they were concerned about the future of this economy. And that's the reason why Hillary Clinton missed out on all those blue-collar Democratic voters, all those folks going to work every day that don't know if they're going to have a job next week or next year. They crossed over and voted for Donald Trump. So now that he's heading to the White House, I mean, you see this optimism in the stock market. Do you think the optimism is going to stay?
I do, Trish. I think well, I mean, it's kind of an unknown, but the fact of the matter is that according to the Commerce Department, income is what drives consumer spending. And the simple fact of the matter is that people are walking around with more money in their pockets right now because of 73 straight months of growth under the Obama administration. So in this season of giving thanks, I think we all can say thanks, Obama.
Before, though, Robin, you know, the truth is they're not walking around with more money, not yet. And the reason is because wages haven't budged in more than 20 years. I mean, adjusted for inflation, people aren't making any more money. Yeah, we've added jobs, but we haven't added good paying jobs. This has been one of the problems, and this is one of the things that Donald Trump was able to hit on over and over again, and it resonated. So, you know, hopefully the optimism continues, but, you know, let's face it, he's got his work cut out for him.
He definitely has his work cut out for him. But I really wanted to point out, too, while I was at those stores last night, you know, I know that there is some optimism and people are definitely spending because they feel a little bit better. But there's still a swath of the United States that still feels a little bit uneasy about their jobs. They don't feel like I mean, they're certainly optimistic, but right now they're still a little bit worried and they're excited about what may be to come. But, you know, Trish, you were pointing out that people were sitting there fighting over a specific television that we just saw in some of the B-roll. But part of the reason why they're doing that is because they feel desperate. They feel that this is their only chance that they can go in and buy an item, or they won't be able to buy anything because later on they can't afford it. And so what we're seeing is that desperation.
I think there's also an element, let's face it, Black Friday has become a cultural phenomenon, right? And there's an element of, you know, I got to go out, I got to get the best deal, and it becomes a bit of a family tradition. So there's an aspect, wouldn't you see, Kelly Jane, to all of this where, you know, people, they want to get together with family members and friends, they want to go out and shop, but one certainly hopes, Kellyanne, that this optimism, Kelly Jane, forgive me, continues right now.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because it used to be just Black Friday, then it got extended into Cyber Monday, and now it's gone backwards, you know, with places opening on Thanksgiving so people can shop. It certainly has turned into a big phenomenon, but, you know, I think that we are finally realizing that the Trump administration will not ruin America. You know, the night of the election, Dow futures just crashed
I know,
when it became
I
clear
know.
that Donald Trump was going to win, and then, of course, the very
It
next day and
picked right
since then,
up.
we have seen
Yeah.
exactly.
Look, everybody needs to take a big, deep breath. He's our president-elect. You got to give the president-elect a shot, and hopefully good things will come. He certainly has the ability to make a lot of policy changes. Thank you to the whole team. Good to have you here. Coming up next, everyone.